back, and I wanted to do some kind of tutorial. I know not everybody that is into fall likes the spoopy Halloween type of style, so I wanted to do kind of like a talk through tutorial for people who do enjoy fall for like the autumnal aesthetic. So go ahead and start with that, and I wanted to use my Sunkissed palette that I had gotten and I talked about in my previous video for my favorites. It has become one of my go-to palettes because of the color story and the formula, because for the price that you get is an amazing quality. And I actually really like Profusion's products, and they're not overly expensive. So I am probably going to primarily work from here and then here, you know, kind of like those grungy Anastasia Beverly Hills subculture vibes, if you've seen that palette, which I actually have a dupe from Makeup Revolution or Revolution Beauty or Obsession Beauty. They got so many names. When I got it, it was just Revolution Beauty or Makeup Revolution. And they have their dupe of the, I believe it's the Reloaded Division palette. And I actually really like this. This one is hard to work with, but that's my only, well, I'm sorry. These two here are the only ones that I really have issues with, and those are those metallic, glittery type of shadows. So they seem to kind of compress down to the point where it's like you can't pick up anything. But everything else I love, and I really enjoy this palette too. But as you can see, the tones of the greens in this is much different than these. So these are like your more, I know it's on the camera and with my crappy lighting, it's going to show more vibrant limey green, but they're actually more like the avocado grungy green, while these are more like olive drab and teal, kind of like a little bit more dreary, so to speak. So I'm going to be working out of this, and I'm probably going to dip into a little bit of these here, because, you know, how everybody loves their warms. And as usual, I'm always going to start off with my eyeballs. And I use my normal, I just usually grab a concealer because it's what I have. I do have the Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base, which this is the nude one, and it is too dark, but it is a good, as a formula, it is a good primer. So you see me work with that, so I'll work with this today, which I don't have a preference. I just grab whatever's closest, but I do want to go through most of my products that I do have, and I know I haven't really used this too often. So, but if you're anything darker than I am, this probably would not have an issue because it does have coverage to it. And if you have like veins that you want to cover up, this will do it. Now, I actually had put a little bit of my foundation in it, and it didn't really change much of the formula, just lightened it for me. Kind of turned it into like a concealer, which is nice, but as you can see, it's a little too dark, and the tone is a little too yellow. But it does work good as a base. It does do what it says. It's an eyeshadow primer. And I'm covering it up with eyeshadow anyway, but there's just sometimes when you do like a light look, this would be very noticeable, unlike with a concealer that does kind of match me. So I kind of go everywhere with it, kind of like a concealer. So I kind of just bring it down into my under eye right here, because stuff's going to go there anyway. So I'm just going to kind of blend that in. And I haven't been setting my primers as of lately because I think that kind of defeats the purpose. Well, not necessarily defeats the purpose. It depends on what kind of look that you want to go for. If you want your colors to pop, don't set it. But if you want them like a light wash with blend, like an easy blend, then set them. But you can kind of do a little bit of both. So I guess I'm just going to take, well, let's just start with a basic here. I'm going to take this one here, which is, I believe, Likeable. They have the names on the back, so I'm going to take Likeable into my crease here. Sorry, I don't have a lot of room. But I'm just going to take it into my crease, and it looked really light, but as you can see, it just adds a little bit of color. Because you just want to, for me, I have hooded eyes, so I like to put a basic shadow down to kind of map out where I want to put my crease, or how far I want to do everything. Now, I have discussed it before, but on my right eye, I kind of tend to drag out a little bit more because I believe it's more accessible to my hand. So I have a difficult time of matching the eye shape that I am doing on the other side. So I've kind of learned the method of just holding the brush at the very end and just lightly doing it. And I feel that that has kind of helped me. Instead of trying to get up tight and close at it, just relax, be loosey-goosey with it. If you mess it up, you just wipe it off. So I think that has kind of helped me be able to keep them about the same. They actually say that you're supposed to hold your brushes a little like at the end, especially when you're blending, so you can kind of just do light brush strokes, but to each their own, I say. It's just like regular art brushes. So I'm just kind of deepening the crease here, and I'm probably just going to go in with that darker green on the outer corner. Now, unfortunately with this palette, I'm going to have to probably, well, either incorporate this brown, but I'm going to take this green down here, which is called Sage, and I'm going to kind of hack it along my outer crease here. Most of the time when I do my looks, I really don't have a plan. I just kind of just wing it. Unless I have a specific kind of look in mind, then that's the only time I do it, but I don't know what products I want to use at that time. I usually just take the time of what I want to use as I'm cleaning up my last mess that I made. Does anybody else have to do that, where you create a look, you finally finished it, you took your pictures, you took it off, and all you want to do is just go sit on the couch and watch TV, and you have to clean up your mess the next day or the next time you want to do your makeup? I like doing it because I'm one of those weirdos that likes to organize everything. So I like to take the time, and I take that time to go through some things that I've had for a while, or maybe find things that I couldn't find for the longest time. And if I realize some things are like a little old, or like my eye pencils need to be sharpened, or I'll just do that, because it's either that or pick at my skin. Which we all do, but I digress. But yeah, I'm just taking it out here, because I'm probably going to have to go in with a darker color, because this is not as nearly dark enough as I would like, but I still wanted to incorporate the color throughout the rest. And then I'm going to blend with that little lighter green in the outer corner, and then take that coppery color and then go from there and see what we have. I take a little bit of about forever blending my stuff. Okay, so I'm now going to take the brown. It might not be dark enough, but we'll see. I just clean it off from my little thing here. So now this, I'm just going to take even farther out here. be dark enough. I know my Festival palette has a much darker brown, so I might use that to stick with the theme of profusion. So I have my little Festival palette. I finally found a little plastic sheet, and I glued it on the inside here, so I know what everything is. So I wanted a darker brown, so I'm going to take this, which is called Champ, and use that in my outer corner, because that's a much deeper, richer brown that I was looking for. And I never have a problem with going into several different palettes to do an eye look, because that's what I have them for. So it never bothers me. I just take my time. I might go in with a different brush, because this ain't one on a fluffier bit here. So I'm going to just take a little more of a flatter. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to get this color on. I'm having one of them days. But I take the shadow and I kind of create a glow where my eyeball is. Because I don't have a crease, I'm creating shadow. And kind of cutting it in a way, because I'm bringing a line and an end right here. And that way, boom. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this, because it's going to take me a little bit to try to get it perfect, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I look like a swamp witch, so that works for me. So I kind of got a little carried away, but what I was just doing was just taking that green from before and just kind of blending that brown out. Now, if this looks a little bit weird, I was planning on doing liner. I have a brown liner I was wanting to use, but I'm just blending out that green, and now I'm going to take this more bright green right here that is called Clover and blend out the sage green. And I tend to kind of always accidentally drag all this out, which I'm just going to blend out with an even lighter kind of beigey color, which may be more close to my skin tone. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now on a little fluffy brush. Oh, I probably should show you, but it's this one here, which is called Winning. So I'm just kind of blending it here at the brow bone with a little that matte cream color. Kinda happy with that right now. So now I am going to take that pretty orangey coppery tone here and put it on my lid, and that is called Topaz. And now this time I will take like a flat little brush here, and I will wet it because it is a metallic shade, and everybody knows how they perform better while wet. So I just wet it with the Studio Selection Hydrating Facial Mist that I got from the Dollar General. It works. But I'm just gonna, I guess, cut my crease with it, because it kind of got real creamy. It's really pretty. And whenever I do stuff in the inner corner, I bring it a little higher than what my natural crease is because of my tiny mole eyes. But I'd be careful not to try to do it too much. because it can look a little crazy. Okay, cool. There, that went a lot better than I expected. And I'm not quite certain this is an actual, like, legit fall look, but to me this screams fall because this kind of reminds me of, like, the green leaves kind of dying and turning into fall leaves. Take it as you want. I probably will do another one that is the fall of, like, dark burgundies, browns. I don't do a lot of, like, super brown neutralized too much. It's never been my cup of tea, but I know it is for some. And if you may enjoy me, what I do, the products I use, I like to try to get a little something for everybody. So I guess this is for ones that are a little bit more adventurous with color. So I probably will do another one for whom that aren't. Or it could even be an everyday eye, all seasons throughout the year, if you like it. On the daily, I really don't wear makeup. I usually say that I wear makeup recreationally, and that's usually at home. Because I don't know if it's just because I don't wear it that often, but I really don't care for how foundation wears on my face. Maybe I just haven't found the right one, but I have, like, dry skin, but it gets oily throughout the day. And depending on the foundation, I feel like my face is dirty and it just slides right off my face. No matter how much I powder, prime, spray, it all just seems to melt away. So I'm going to go back in with the brown since I covered up a little bit so we can kind of tie everything together. And if you ever have any ideas for any looks that you want to see, like either ones that I have done, just don't have a tutorial on them, on my Instagram, which is Broke Ass Makeup, and it's Broke AZ Makeup 1138. So if you ever want to see a tutorial on a look that I have done, I had one of my friends request a video or a tutorial on a look that I did do, and I did. So I'd love to hear what you'd like for me to recreate or create something new. So just let me know what you'd like to see, and I'd be more than happy to oblige. But I think I am down for the eyeballs right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my foundation, concealer, powder, and then we'll get back right into the face stuff. And I'm back. Hello. I went ahead and did my face and my eyebrows because I did nothing fancy. It was just the Shop Massé brow gel, and I say a decent amount of brow, so all I have to do is just run it through and call it good. So as you can see, I'm not as glowy as I usually am. I figured I'd kind of change it up and go a little matte this time. So should we go matte blush as well? So I was thinking maybe, well, it's not necessarily matte, but it's a lot less glowy than what I do have, like the Milani Luminoso blush. But this is the Essence Satin Touch Blush and Satin Coral. And it kind of has like it's more matte than it is shimmery, but it's one of those, like, it's like satin. It's got a slight sheen to it, but it's got a beautiful color. So I'm just gonna put this all over my cheekbones. And I like Essence as well. It has a little bit of a sheen, not much. And I always do my little nose because I think it's cute. But I'm excited that I have another inexpensive brand to try. And I see, like, LA Girls kind of like Wet n Wild as well in their pricing. They can be a little bit expensive, but I also see Wet n Wild comes out with some crazy stuff too. So I think that should be enough of blush. It don't add too much, just enough. Onto bronzer. I finally found my Physicians Formula butter bronzer. It smells like tanning lotion. And it's actually a really nice color for me. And I found it. It was actually under some of my shit that I didn't clean out. It was actually under the palettes I was talking about while I was rambling about my favorite stuff. So I kind of just do the normal bits. I don't want to do too much, just enough to bring a little shadow and color to the rest of my face, because I am a ghost, but a cute ghost. Now, I've been trying to wear my hair down a little bit more because of all the jobs that I've worked with, or because I have such long ass hair. I've noticed that I'm getting like a receding hairline from wearing my hair up in a tight ponytail too much. So I'm trying to find different ways of keeping the hair out of my face. That's why I have these like little clips. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, because I do have long hair and it's stick straight naturally. I don't do nothing to it. I don't straighten it or anything like that. So it's naturally this straight, and it's very like slick. So when I do put it in a ponytail, I have to do it pretty securely, or it will start to fall out and I'll lose my ponytail holder. So I tend to have to do it really tight, and then it hurts or pulls my hair. Or, because my glasses are, I don't know if glasses wearers, I'm sorry to kind of get off the tangent here, but I don't know if other glasses wearers suffer from this, that they have baby hairs along their hairline from where the hair gets stuck in the glasses, like in between here. Hair will get stuck, and it would either break off or pull out of my head. Mostly it just breaks off, so I have a bunch of hairs just all over the place. So, on to highlight. I was thinking of one of the favorites that I had talked about. I wanted to try to use a little bit of the favorites I talked about so you can see them at work. I know I didn't use any of the blushes I talked about, but I wanted to use something a little bit different and new. So I wanted to use that, but I wanted you to see the foundation, not foundation, but the eyeshadows at work, and now the highlight. This is the one in Gleaming Goddess. This is not the pink one, but that gold, sorry, I have a bug, but that kind of goldy white shift to it. So I wanted to use this because it's kind of complementary to the look. Now, you don't need much of this at all. It is very gleamy, much like the name says. Instead of on a goddess, it's on a swamp witch. So, gleaming swamp witch. But it's so pretty. And there we go. Ain't it pretty? It kind of, from what I remember, I'd have never tried it, but based off the color, it kind of reminds me of that eyeshadow. I think it was an eyeshadow that Kat Von D had. I know some people aren't supporting her anymore, so I think it was that Thunderstruck, AC/DC song. But it kind of reminds me of that, but oof. Yeah, I know, kind of tend to go overboard with highlight, but I just like what it does. It's so pretty. But this is Gleaming Goddess. Only $3, y'all. I'm just saying. And what I do with the highlight, I kind of do swirly motions. And because I got a chubby face, I got roundness right in here. So why not emphasize it and make me look cherub-like? But when you smile, bing! I just think it's a little cute, and it can be very complimentary. I can't talk, I'm sorry. So, to somebody that has a round face. So I just do my nose. I want the focus to be on like the most highest points on my face. Okay, so now I want to finish up my eyeballs. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that dark brown from the Festival palette that I had worked from and go in my under eye here and just do a slight little shading. I'm trying to find the one I used here. Just a little bit out in that corner, outer corner. Now I probably will take that highlight after I'm done in the inner corner to brighten and kind of bring everything together. I thought something on my face was my eyelashes casting shadow. And I'm probably going to put a nude liner in the underline, bottom on waterline, to kind of bring the eyes out. I know we didn't use too dark of colors, but it kind of makes the eyes pop just a little bit more. So that's all I'm going to do for the lower lash line, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to take my Essence Extreme Lasting eyeliner, and I think Silky Nude in the lower waterline. I know it's a mess, but I actually really like this eyeliner. I think when I'm actually getting it, there we go. It just kind of, it's not white. It just kind of brightens that area up a little bit more. See? Boom. If you're doing like Halloween looks and you have characters with big eyes, I know if you use a white pencil, it'll exaggerate even more. But if you're doing it in day-to-day life, a nudie pencil is the best route to go because it looks just more natural. Now if you get it like a little bit more on the pinky side than beige, it will look even more natural because that's how the skin looks. It's pink. So now I'm going to take a liner, and I said I was going to do a brown liner, so I'm going to go in with my Incendio Beauty She-Wolf eyeliner, and it's like a, well, I would say gel, but this stuff is so creamy, it's a little bit insane. You don't have to wet it, and it's not like any other like gel liner that I ever worked with. It is a cream, but it's just very wet. It's pretty nice. So I'm gonna try to do a wing with my little brush here. I know I don't have anything that's that precise, but I'm gonna start from the middle. And when it starts to run out a little bit at the end and starts not to fray, just so you can see the actual brush hairs, that's when I go back in, especially since I'm doing the wing. And in the product itself, I don't know if you can see, when I do it, I twist the brush to make it a little point, because I'm just rolling it in it to get a super duper point to it. Son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Oh, trying to breathe here. It's not the pointiest of ones, but it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Now, I'm just going to roll it again to make a point. Make a point. Just clean it up a little bit here. I got a little choppy. And I'm going to do the tiniest, I'll attempt to do one of the tiniest of lines in the center. To kind of just, whoop. So I'm going to work on the other eye, and I'll be right back for the lips. Hello, I'm back again. I just went ahead and finished my other liner. Got a little crazy, out of control, but they kind of match. I got floppy eyes anyway, so I have, I like to call sloth eyes. So I have one that's like lower than the other. You don't really notice it too much in person or like on video or like the pictures I take, unless I'm looking straight ahead. Like my driver's license picture, I look like Eileen Wuornos' love child, but I've been dropped a little too much. So I have fucked up eyes. So that's why whenever I miss on my liner, it don't look too bad because I'm compensating for a droopy eye. But I just went ahead and did my liner, and I did my mascara, and I tried to curl them. For some reason, my eyelashes do not want to curl or stay curled. So I tried, I attempted, and I just did my upper waterline with black because it makes your eyelashes look fuller, kind of completing that meshes that they create. I don't know. It just looks nice. So onto the lips, I had put on like a little bitty lip balm because I was crusty. It was I've had this thing forever, the C.O. Bigelow Rose Salve. This is actually really good if you got like a chapped lips or dry elbows or anything like that. It is Rose Salve. But it's actually really nice. It's really kind of it's really nice. It's kind of very nourishing on the lips. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit off because I am using a liquid lipstick and I just wanted to make sure I had a little bit of moisture to my lips. I probably should have done it a long time ago, but oh well, too late now. And it kind of helped get the foundation off my lips. So I was going to go in just with a brown. I thought a good brown would be the NYX Lip Lingerie and Beauty Mark. If I need it, I have it. So I'm just gonna put the brown on here. I don't just like this. I don't prefer the formula because it gets really gloopy. And it's not that pigmented. It's like patchy. And if you try to layer it, that's where the goopiness comes from. But if it did it the first time, I wouldn't have to. So I try to do it when it's still wet for the most part. It's a pretty color. Because the formula's not great. I think they now have these like in stick form. Because I think I remember seeing Sabrina use one that was in this lingerie line. I think it's in that push-up one that they have. See, it takes just way too much. I can't even talk. It takes so long. Because it just doesn't glide smoothly. There, we're finally done. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you like it. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see everything. See, I thought the brown kind of complemented everything, and this could be, I guess, kind of summery if you lighten up the lip or what have you, but I think it turned out pretty nice. Well, I hope you like this time. I know I'm only going to get better with the more that I do, so I hope that you guys come back and see all the other goodies that I will have and maybe all the other looks. So if you do have any other ideas, like I mentioned before, just let me know, of course, down below or on my Instagram. Let me know if you want to see a tutorial there, and can't wait to see you. You have a great day, and I hope I see you soon. Bye.